Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux and the Weekly News Roundup. Let me adjust the microphone just a touch here. There we are. That should be a little bit better. All right, well, greetings, everybody. Once again, we are at the Weekly News Roundup. Let's see who is on here today. We got Moonbase Alpha Grays. I hope you saw Roger peeking out behind the two newly banned figures. We'll talk more about that in the last surprise fifth, that's right, 5 sections of the news today. My color is weird, doing weird things. I updated OBS, and I think it messed with a lot of settings. The color, I'm very vibrant today, apparently. Very interesting. I'm wondering if I should change that. My green screen was totally messed up. Had to fight with that for a little bit. Let's see if I can do some colory correctioniness here as well. Myself just a little bit better off. It actually looks nice and vibrant. It's just, man, is it... Woo, I could do that. Woo. There we are. That's a little bit better. Anyway, we'll go with that. Works well. All right, let's see. Lord Annex, hello to you. Leonard MT, greetings. Quint Berkeley, hello, y'all. And Private Fire, how's it going there? Found a Kirby vacuum at Goodwill today. All right, yeah. My mother was sold one of them $2,000 Kirby vacuums once. Weird. They're decent vacuums, but I mean, isn't it interesting how the greater the vacuum works, the more it sucks? I mean, really. Steve, how's it going there? Raster, hello. KO2610, your number has been called. Like more orange than Donald Trump. Am I okay? Hey, man. I was figuring orange man bad. I'm a bad dude. Why not? Yeah. Coloration is, I think it's the updates from OBS did some things to the filters. I'm still not completely happy with it. Ooh, I could go, oh, that's not good. Wow. Greetings, take me to your leaders. Yeah, there we go. Let's drop that down a hair more. And let's see, let's drop the gamma a little bit too. And that's actually much better. Whoa, oh, there you go. All right, I think we're good now. Keegan, how's it going there? You've been busy lately? Well, greetings and welcome back. The background is really cool. Someday, if I ever get in front of a camera, I might do a copy of that idea. Yeah, actually, I literally just took a up-close photograph of a motherboard. It was from a, it was from a 2005 HP Media Center, or Windows XP Media Center edition. So it's actually literally, I snapped a photo of a motherboard in really good light, and I used that as my background. So it's pretty nice and cool. Let's see. Hospital trip today was a nightmare. You went to the hospital? No. Is US going to shut down again? Well, okay, yes and no. They want to shut it down because it's like, oh my God, now that the president wants to go out there and do rallies, we got to shut everything down. There's been protesters in the street, guys. The net result, we actually lost numbers of COVID people. They had to take numbers out because they wanted to build this up. Oh my God, this is going to cause everything going crazy and all these numbers are going to shoot up. And then they overestimated all these numbers and then all the tests came back and they were all negative. Like, just open up, people. Just open up, all right? If you're that concerned, like the number of people seriously concerned is small enough, you guys can stay inside. Let's let the rest of us get back to work. So if the U.S. is going to shut down again, I'm sorry. I might very well revoke citizenship and go somewhere else. Anthony McDonald, greetings from Columbus, Ohio, the city that is removing the statue of the person who's named after. Oh, I know. Isn't it like... okay, guys, I mean, if anybody happens to be curious about this photo, yeah, you'll just have to stick around for the new surprise ending session because I actually bought some things just for this photo shoot, and now I'm pondering, should I even open them up? I don't know. We'll get into that. Orange Lives Matter, all right. Really bad in Yuma and other ports of entry right now. I would imagine. I would not want to be in Yuma right now. That's interesting. I've been down there before, though. Yuma's interesting. I was at a conference at the college down there that's like entirely all like solared up. It was kind of neat. I think the issue is if you wear a mask, yeah, you can go out. Yeah. No, I'm not wearing a mask. Deal with it. I want to move to Canada. Oh, dude, no. Canada's infinitely crazier than the United States is. Seattle's a nightmare, yeah. I kind of believe that right now. All right. Just saw a video from like on the ground reporting yeah, the people are not there. I do not have Discord in front of me right now, so my apologies. I will not be monitoring Discord stuff tonight. So my apologies if any of you guys over there wanna keep an eye on the Discord server. It's just I had to get things set up with the new colorations and camera stuff, and I was already a minute or so late, so did not get the chance to go boot up Discord. So my apologies for that. Also, I will be taking tomorrow off, so I will not be doing a live stream. But since we have 5 sections of news today, then we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to post a show tomorrow at noon, one at noon and one at 8, and then also one at noon and one at 8 on Sunday as well. Probably Monday off also, and back to regular shows on Tuesday. Seattle. Nice. I see what you did there. Seattle, never mind. That's right. All right, should we go ahead and get on into this? Let's go ahead and get on into this, shall we? We'll start in with some Minty Mobile-y, because we have 5 news sections, and I'd rather not finish the news at 11 tonight. Hopefully we can finish this by 10:30. We'll see what we can do. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Privacy Edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to come along. Before we dive on into the news, if you are in need of a new mobile carrier, consider looking at Mint Mobile. I personally changed my phone number, my personal number, over to Mint Mobile as of right around Christmas time, and I will save about $600, $700 or so this year on cell phone for actually more data and better service. So have a look at Mint Mobile, tlm.li/mm, and on to the news. All right, first in the news, the FBI used a Philadelphia protester's Etsy profile, LinkedIn, and some other internet history to charge her with setting police cars ablaze. We are in this interesting time. If there's anything good coming out of rioting in the streets, maybe, just maybe, some people will wake up and go, I should be more private on the internet. Good. We need that. And yes, you can have some privacy on the internet. I know that some people say that, hey, once you're on the internet, there is no privacy. That is not true. Privacy is a rolling thing. The more you can prevent somebody from tracking the things you're doing, the better off you're going to be. VPNs can help in this, but it is arguable you're just kicking the can down the road. But things like Tor, of course, yeah, I didn't cover it in the news here, but Facebook actually did help somebody de-anonymize a Tor user. It was a very interesting way they went about it. Actually, one that has been well known to work for a long time, but anyway, it is what it is. But nevertheless, maybe people will start looking at all the social media stuff and all these things and be like, you know what? Maybe we just need to stop putting so much stuff on the internet, stop relying on the internet so much. Get devices and things like, leave the cell phone at home at times, get a better privacy focused one, or, if you need to take it with you for emergencies, wrap it up in a tinfoil box or something for a while. But anyway, utilizing the Etsy profile and LinkedIn, and it was actually ends up being like a review of a t-shirt. It might have been the t-shirt she was wearing. They took some information from Instagram and figured out who this masked person with the Molotov cocktail happened to be. And of course, like, oh my God, they're arresting people. What you do? It's like, no, you're rioting in the street. You're setting things on fire that don't belong to you. That's certainly a problem. That is called riotous behavior. That is not a peaceful protest. Do not call yourself a peaceful protest with a Molotov cocktail in your hand that you intend to use on somebody else's personal property or public property, for this matter. Whatever that happens to be worth. I'm okay with your protest. That's cool. You can be protesting all you want. I don't mind. But just stop being a rioter and a looter. That's not good. All right, Amazon Alexa. Hey, Alexa, order me some unicorn meat. All right, so Amazon Alexa is now the only way to play Zynga's latest Words with Friends in the newer version, the newer updates. So if you were a person that liked to play Words with Friends, you're going to have to get yourself an Alexa so that you can go ahead and play with this, because we're all like, oh, I'm so addicted to my games. All right, I'll succumb to the technology so I can keep playing my video games. No, No, I kind of have to, I hear your plight though. I do hear your plight. Like Blizzard has been destroying Warcraft 3. I actually found that there is a Discord server committed to keeping it back on Warcraft version 1.27b, which is the best version of Warcraft 3. And they walk you through how you can change your servers to their custom settings so you can keep playing Battle.net with your friends in version 1.27b before they introduced the Battle.net crap and the online subscription and the we have control over anything and everything you do with the game that you purchased 25 years ago. That's just nonsense. I hear your plight, but let's go ahead and take some extra steps and figure out other ways to do things. Like, hey, you know what? Words with text. Let's just figure out how to play Scrabble over text messaging. Okay, snap a photo of the board, do some text messaging. It's going to be a crazy nightmare, but it's certainly better than giving all of your data to, hey, Alexa, order me some unicorn meat. Confirm. All right. So with that being said, let's go on over to this interesting one. If you were really concerned and you're like, all right, guys, we're keeping all our cell phones in the other room, we're not going to be heard. Beware, because these cybersecurity guys figured out how to use a telescope to figure out what you were saying by measuring the vibrations off the light bulb. So you're going to have to turn off the lights when you have a private conversation now. Very fascinating. They're calling it lamp phone, and they actually have a whole video here. We're not going to watch the whole video. It's actually apparently the video is playing and looping for some reason. So the idea is that sound is obviously, and the louder and the crazier it happens to be, then I go on fire here or whatever, and it's going to get louder and increases vibrations. Well, what they're doing is they're using a special equipment on top of a telescope, and they're measuring the vibrations of sound waves off of the light bulb. Now, it has to be a hanging light bulb. So if it's like a fixed light bulb, like I got in this lamp here, then it won't work. But it has to be a hanging light bulb. So you get one of these hanging light bulbs, and then what we're going to be able to see is they're coming in here. Okay, I don't need that. I want to see the screenshots from the video here. So here you have the swinging light bulb. They have the conversation going on. Maybe we're talking on the phone. You got a couple guys talking back and forth. There's vibrations coming off of the light bulb. So they're measuring it with a basic telescope and an algorithm looking at the vibrational waves. And then they're running this back through a computer system. And the computer system is enabling them to actually reverse engineer what is being said. So they had over here, I think this might be it. I'm going to play this part of the video because I think this part here is where they actually recreated something. They were able to hear something and recreate
The
it.
signal is isolated from the raw optical signal in 4 states. Normalization, noise reduction,
Oh, wait.
equalization.
It's at the end. By the way, trigger warning, by the way. So they're redeveloping this.
We also recovered a well-known statement made by President Donald Trump
Trigger
that
warning,
was
trigger warning
transcribed by Google
statement.
Text-to-Speech API.
We will make America great again.
Trigger warning, like I said. So anyway, just utilizing the technology, a telescope, and an AI algorithm machine, which only costs like $400, they're actually able to eavesdrop on people if there happens to be a hanging light in the room. So next time you are having a private conversation and there's a hanging light bulb above you, you unscrew that bad boy and take it down, or they might actually figure out what you're saying from a distance. And this is quite a ways away. They actually measured this. So with that, on to our feature story. Now hackers are trying to use Captcha to get around the malware checkers. That's right. So to evade detection, hackers are now requiring targets to complete Captchas. It's like, hey, would you like to get malware on your computer? Just please go ahead and complete our Captcha form. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So requiring human interaction thwarts automated analysis used by goodies. Goody two-shoes. So here it's checking your browser before accessing attachment. Oh, DDoS protection by Cloudflare. Woohoo, look at that. Well, what happens though is that since the automated tools can't get past this because of the Captcha, they basically stop. But the target lands on the page, you're like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta work on the Captcha by Cloudflare apparently, and then boom, that triggers getting in and installing the malware. So Microsoft had said that GraceWire is the Trojan that gets installed that they have seen. So this is the Excel files. I'm wondering if this is the Excel files I started seeing cycling around in my inbox at the early part of the plague. Where I was getting a lot of Excel SD file or XLSM file. Is it D or M files? Whatever, the Excel sheets with macros in them. I was getting a lot of them. I'm wondering if that's actually what this was. Of course, I never opened any of those up. But regardless, you can kind of see what they're doing, and this allows you to get around all of the automated tools because it now requires a manual intervention. So the person has to manually intervene before the malware will be presented, so the automated tools cannot spot it. These guys are brilliant, aren't they? So it literally looks like the Cloudflare site. Maybe there's another reason to not like Cloudflare, I guess. I don't know. So they have more information about it. So we have the email. It contains a malicious URL or maybe an HTML attachment, whatever the case happens to be. You get on a landing page with a Captcha, and then Excel file with malicious macros gets GraceWire installed to your Windows computer. Of course, switch to Linux won't be a problem. So anyway, that's actually neat. And I did love this promoted context. So now I need Captchas to get infected. The deal is getting worse all the time. Bravo to you. Is it Fear No More, I guess? Fear No More? Fear No More. Very, very cool. So very nice. Very nice. So that is our news for today. Let me know your thoughts on these articles in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Give me some comments. Give me some thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on what you liked or disliked in the video. So we will see you next time. Alrighty. 1 down, 4 to go. All right. Let's see. Hello, Spin Viking. Excuse me. People living in the cities making masks mandatory have so many ugly people that someone had to do something. Ouch, disavow. All right, I was wondering whether I could do, you could do a video on the best version of Linux for the blind. Ooh, I honestly don't know, but that's actually something, that's something I could look into, possibly. Neat question. Wondering, let's see. Okay. Out of every profile, they could have checked why Etsy. I don't know. Unicorn plus pink cow. That's not pink. It's unicorn. It's horn? It's a unicorn. All right. Unicorn plus pink cow. Well, that put a smile on granddaughter's face. Controller putting something in our oven, which only goes to 280, and burned it. Ooh. All right. Ran the COVID infection numbers for Ohio based on the data. 43,700 cases of the population of 11 million. That's a rate of 0.004. If I did the math correctly, that's about 1/3 of 1%. Yep. Words with friends is still a thing. Apparently, if you have an Alexa, order me unicorn meat, confirm. Figure that out. They were mad at the police, so they take it out on a fast food. Yeah, I don't know. Said a Wendy's on fire in Atlanta. Oh, Quint, we all know about that one. That one made like huge news. How's Georgia these days, man? Are you leaving your house? All right. They've been using lasers to get acoustic data from windows and panes for about 30 years. Yes, Dan. They addressed that in the article if you read it. So the problem is you can detect that. It requires the laser coming in and that's detectable. This is completely non-detectable. That's the cool part about it. Let's say the words Donald Trump, I am triggered. No, it said the words, we will make America great again. That's the trigger warning. Come on. Spying with your light. That's quite impressive. I know. Cloudflare's only good product is their Quad 1. Yeah. We used to do that like parabolic mics in the 1960s. Light reflection audio pickups are nothing new. Yeah, but again, this is actually something new. It's because that required an invasive technology. This does not require an invasive technology. That's what the difference is. Okay. They send you malware by videos. Yes. Actually, that's how Facebook was de-anonymizing the Tor people. Put special tags inside of video code. Save those Excel files because of WordPerfect 12. There you go. Blackworm, greetings. Lamp thing was creepy. Pronounced our Los Angeles Kings. Oh boy. Pata kitty. Where's the kitty? Kitty's on the chair. He's looking at me. He's like, are you getting ready to do something with me over here? Please stay there, kitty. No, oh, the kitty's going to get up and come over here. Kitty, I am about to hit to the next news section. I'm almost done. You want to come up and say hi to people, though? You want to come up and say hi? Want to come up and say hi? All right. Let's see. So the last 3 days, I've been experimenting with Linux, Mint, Pop! OS, Manjaro. So far, I can only get Manjaro to work. About 98% of the other ones, I can't get my screen to stop tearing. Interesting. Okay. Manjaro won't detect your second monitor. That's interesting. I don't know. I know I use Linux Mint with multiple monitors all the time. James, greetings. I have a suggestion. Distro Wars, Linux Mint 20 versus MX19 2. Come on, you. Kitty's coming up. Kitty's coming up. Right, kitty. Right. Let's see. Should we wait for Linux Mint 20 to actually land first? Salient OS or Solus. Okay. Okay, I have to drive through Atlanta next Saturday on my way to Florida. I hope I don't get dragged out of my vehicle and beaten. Just don't pass out drunk in the drive-through lane at the Wendy's, and you should be fine. And then resist arrest and steal the police officer's weapons and shoot them with it. You'll be fine. Did you know the CDC lists COVID-19 as negligible? Yes, I did. Yes. Actually, I have that link on the quarantine section of the Discord server if you're over there. Everything's fine here. Nowhere on Georgia requires masks. I might go down to Georgia, man. Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings, washing dishes, but I am late. Well, welcome. Where's my digital girl? All right. Look it up using Dell Precision. All right. Now, from our news. Kitty, you have the stage. Pata kitty. Sort of looks like a lighter version of Razzie. All right, I have no problems with multiple monitors with other distros. Really important to have multiple monitors. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I don't have any problems on Linux Mint with multiple monitors. I can't recall if I've screen tearing or not. I don't use this for enough video to necessarily tell. All right, I think we're about ready to jump in. Hey, Kitty, unfortunately, can I put you back down, Kitty, so that I can do the news without a kitty here? I'll pick you up and feed you in a little bit, okay? Yep. Pick you up and feed you in a little bit, okay? All right. There you go, bud. Ready, sit. Whoa, there you go. Yeah. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead and get on over into our, what do we got? We got A2 hosting and corporatocracy. Let's get started. Let's get moving. Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the business edition. Before we dive on in, you can help support the channel if you are looking for web hosting. Have a look at A2 Hosting, tlm.li/A2H. I host about 30 or 40 or so client websites on A2 Hosting. We have everything from basic shared hosting, which your introductory rate is going to be about 66% off at $3 a month. And you can buy, I think, up to 2 or 3 years at that rate at a time, and then after that goes up to like 9. We get free SSLs. There's some extra options for turbo boosting and a few other items there as well. Very good servers. I actually use the VPS hosting for all the different things that I do, but definitely check them out. Let's head on over to the news, shall we? We're going to start up with Google. Oh God, Google is now messing with the address bar, experimenting with hiding URL paths, just like Safari does. So, well, while loading, you'll see the full URL bar. After loading, hey, it's just the site because, oh, we got to make it not look scary for the normies out there. This is so annoying. This is like the worst part about Safari is that it does the same thing. So, I don't know. And isn't, like, I think Firefox is experimenting with this a little bit. It drives me crazy. But anyway, you can get over here, and it's going to be rolling out. Did you say which version? I've lost track of which versions we're on. But they are going to be rolling this guy out here pretty soon. So I believe you have the default is to hide it. So you should actually be able to turn it back on. I've never really experimented with Omnibox or experiments. Mostly I use Firefoxy stuff, even though it fills my heart with loathing and hatred these days. But anyway, that is something that Google is working on. So keep an eye on that if you are. I'm guessing we're going to probably see that in Chromium soon too. Oh, Lord help us. All right. Alternative 2 reports Windows 10 updates. Once again, Windows 10 updates. Oh, it just potentially introduces more hard drive data loss. Yeah. Auto update to Windows 10 and lose all your data. Now, I will note that's a little bit hyperbolic because as of right now, as I'm recording this, you still have to manually update to Windows 10. They're actually not forcing this one on you because there's so many problems. The error seems to be that there is a new system that will allow you to set up multiple hard drives in like a RAID type section for quote unquote better retention of data in case of an error. And there's a misconfiguration on a thing by default and it actually wipes out all your data instead. Whoops! So there's that. There's actually numerous other bugs in the system as well. Less serious issues. The Windows Disk Defragmenter does not display dates for the latest automatic or manual hard drive scans. The audio visualizations don't work in Windows Media Player anymore, and that right there is the deal breaker for me. Oh wait, I don't even use Windows 10. What am I saying? Is Windows Media Player still in Windows 10? Interesting. As of this post, a timetable has been established for when these issues are going to be resolved, so it can be distributed automatically to all instances. Oh, joy. Highly recommends not. In the meantime, it is highly recommended to not install the May 20 update. So definitely do not install that particular update should you should you happen to see it. All right, after enough backlash, Zoom is now promising end-to-end encryption for everybody. Remember, they're like, first like, hey, we have end-to-end encryption. And it turns out they really didn't have end-to-end encryption. And then they're like, hey, we're getting end-to-end encryption if you have an account. And now they got so much backlash on that, they're like, okay, fine, we'll put it in for everybody. Now, I did actually receive an email the other day from, we were on a Zoom call yesterday with a writers network, and I actually got an email from one of the people on there saying, yesterday when I clicked the link to the Zoom meeting, the normal web page came up. Then a series of questions appeared urging me to register with Zoom. I think this is probably just their way of trying to get more people to sign up, I guess. It would require sensitive information, and she writes, a scam. I like this person. I shut it down. Next time I clicked the link for the meeting, I got the proper simple one. I thought about warning all of you just before the next Zoom meeting, but some of you will be going on Zoom before then, so I'm sending you the word of caution today. Well, thank you. So apparently, if you're clicking on it, you're getting maybe A/B testing. You might be prompted to create a Zoom account. I don't know. I will not be creating a Zoom account. I'm telling people, hey, if you want me to jump on a Zoom call, hey, I got a Zoom client sandboxed in a flat pack. I'll go ahead and jump on your Zoom call. If you want me, though, to create an account, no, not happening. We will not use Zoom under those terms. So, sorry. Story originally conflated Zoom's EOS encryption with end-to-end encryption. Since we've clarified, Zoom currently offers AES 256 GCM to all users and should start beta testing E2EE in July. That's the update from Engadget. Also from Engadget, SpaceX has a month to prove Starlink is worthy of rural broadband funding. All right. I am not a huge fan of Elon Musk, but I am rooting for this. There are several reasons. Number one is I think that if this is successful, I think Elon Musk might actually be the one that can successfully bring cost-effective broadband internet to the rural sticks. And secondly, we need them in on some of this money because we've been giving billions of dollars to the telecoms and all they've been doing is handing out bonuses to their CEOs while not building out the broadband infrastructure that the 1996 Telecommunications Act required that they did. And they didn't. We need to stop giving them money. We say, we gave you enough money. We're going to start fining you until you actually start pulling a little bit of money back from those guys and doing what we paid you to do to begin with. So I'm kind of rooting for this. It'll be neat to see if this SpaceX satellite internet from Musk has it. The cutoff is, can he get the ping latency under 100 milliseconds? That's really what the cutoff is going to be. He says he can. FCC's not quite so sure, but FCC is going to have a harder time controlling Elon Musk than they do all of the fat cats over at Verizon and Comcast and AT&T. So whatever that happens to be worth. Let me know your thoughts about that, though. I'm with Musk on this one. I'm completely with Musk here. I think that this might be the only way we actually get internet into some of these rural areas. All right, now we kind of have two articles here back to back. The first one is introducing the new service called Hey. Hey's for horses. Go eat some, right? So Hey is supposed to be this brand new trendy inbox nonsense. I must be getting old because I just do not see the sense of this. The idea here is it's an email provider from Basecamp, from the makers of Basecamp, and basically it's email, but the first time you have an email here, you kind of get like this list of things, and you can choose, do you want to throw it into your I never want to hear from this moron again, to just simply throw it away, to screen it out so it's never going to show up again, to spam to let them know. And then it basically all it really is, from my understanding, is a way to preemptively create the filters that cause emails. It's kind of like, it's not Spam Assassin, but it might be Spam Mouse. One of the anti-spam systems you can install on your email servers. It kind of starts with a blank slate, and you basically train it by telling things where to go. That is sort of what we're going to start, what this platform happens to be. Now, the kicker of this new service is it costs $100 per year. They're pushing out their apps. And what ended up happening with this is that they got themselves in the middle of an Apple Shakedown. Now, they got their first app approved right away. You can buy the $99 a year service and then download the app and then connect it. Apple says, no, you have to require people, if they're using Apple, to pay us through the Apple app, which means Apple's going to get 30% of that. So basically they take a 66 or was it a 30% pay cut in order to host the thing over here, introducing yet another fanning the flames for the Apple antitrust. And this is where Apple has some security because of this, but they should also have a means for me to sideload an application should I want to. After all, it's my $1,000 device. All right. My $1,000 device, I should be able to put on it what I should be able to put onto it, and accepting the risks. I'm not saying it should be easy to do. I'm just saying it should be possible to do without giving my phone access to a Chinese hacking script. But what happens here is that Hey went to push out an update, version 1.0.1, to do some basic bug fixes, and the Apple Store reviewers, wow, there's a Freudian slip, cancel! The Apple Store reviewers rejected it, citing Rule 3.1.1 from Apple's guidelines, saying that if people are able to buy things through your app, they need to use Apple Payment and therefore take the 30%. All right. Now, with that being said, let's see. They said, no, this is like Netflix, which you do not have to pay for Netflix through it, because they're saying it's an annual subscription. This does not qualify. It's the same thing as Netflix. But Apple's like, oh, no, Netflix and Slack are okay, but you still have to pay us, even though you have the exact same model. And so this is more fuel for the Apple antitrust. Now, I did not include it in the news, but Microsoft today just came out and said, yeah, Apple's really antitrusting it here. We should know we've lost the antitrust fight. And so for whatever it's worth, I do think that Apple, like, I understand Apple wanting to get something for the device, but taking 30% off of the sign up for it, I think, is a little bit excessive. And so I agree that this is Apple being antitrust and kind of interesting. So I'm watching this to see what happens. But this has kind of caused a big fight in the tech industry, and people are taking sides either for or against Apple. Most of them are generally taking it against Apple. So there's my news. Let me know what you think about the Apple Shakedown. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. Give me some thumbs up, some down, some comments down there, and let me know what you think about all these articles. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Alrighty. Cat smells good after a bath in the middle of a bathtub. We both got a shower. Oh boy. Okay, better goody. All right, Brian, how's it going there? When you get to Florida, you may have to serve a self-imposed quarantine. Oh boy. Is Florida going that crazy, Brian? No monitor issues on Arch, but then I run AMD due to the kind of better support. Mask on public transit here in UK, so we keep taking COVIDomania seriously. That's right. Okay, let's see. Someone should pass 11% gray card to Tom to color balance his camera. Ooh. Actually, I have a gray balancer, but you can't really do it with this webcam. I mean, if I were shooting this with a cam, if I were shooting this with my DSLR, I could color balance it, yes. But actually the curious thing is that you can actually use a color balance. If you get a white eraser and wrap a center of Teflon tape around it, it actually is a perfect color balancer. Very interesting. Let's see. Kitty Pitter Porter was just put down for no good reason. Protesters hit the streets in Minnesota. All right. Muggles should start running now. All right. I hate snowflakes. Everything is OMG. Oh, Anna Rita, you just wait until the end of the show, Anna Rita. I'm going to give you some fuel. Build a custom mini and gaming PC, which would probably work great with Manjaro, but built it for flight sims on Windows. There you go. 90 degrees here in Florida. Oh boy. Currently on Kubuntu, but my first love is Linux Mint because of what it brought to me in Linux 2016. Going to switch back after this stream. Then you call me Switch to Linux Mint. There you go. According to some article, even Red Redemption works better on Linux than Windows 10. Excuse me, than Windows 10. So use old UBB code to express my emotions. Pet that kitty, pet that kitty, pet that kitty. Mom's laptop has some bad screen tearing on Linux Mint using the official drivers. All right. Problems with Unity 3D and verse code for some reason on Linux Mint. All right. Okay, got the full screen reminder to use Edge browser. Woohoo! Awesome. I haven't seen the full screen one for Edge browser. So how are you planning to stop my Microsoft update? Yeah, well, actually, they are actually stopping that one there because apparently it kills more systems than they thought. Where's my wife? I said, will you be the one to warm my feet? She went, huh? Linux had crashing issues with AMD Vega cards a while back, mostly on Arch. As on Mint, they skipped those kernels. All right. What is this edgy thing? Classical Windows apps are still in Windows, IE like IE and Media Player, but MS tries to hide them. Yeah, I know IE is still in there because of all those government contracts. What are they going to do, though, when Flash is end of life? I mean, they're going to have to update to something soon. 10 updates keep eating up 64 gigs tablet. All my files. Some programs have to be removed. Next update, we'll have to divide. I know. Okay. Seen stuff that shouldn't even require an account, trying to get people to create an account. Yeah. Best option in most rural places, an LTE modem. Yeah, I agree. Only thing NASA's done lately has overinflated America's space travel budget. Spanhouse? Yeah, it might be Spanhouse, but I'm not sure if it is. Greetings, Dan. How's it going there? 57 degrees is just jacket weather. That's right. OMG, they are making email client more bloated and not user-friendly at all. It's the email client for the next generation. Lived in Italy, some southern Italy, and back then installations were sparse and cement brick homes would absorb the humidity. Whoa. Think about getting an iPhone SE 2020. Just waiting for iOS 14, hoping they allow sideloading. If they allow sideloading, that'll be an advantage to using them. Sick of the slowness of Android. Even the ROMs are slow. Maybe it's just what you're doing with it, because mine's actually not slow at all. But I really don't use my phone for a lot, so. Microsoft antitrust? Been there, done that, yeah. Pine Phone will get a chance. There you go. Apple challenging Microsoft for antitrust awards. Yeah, I'm getting the popcorn out. That's right. Some 70 people watching this. All right, yeah, we're 63 right this second. Okay, Pizza Love Nerd, yes. Cell phone, now the day is released 4,000 megahertz. Yeah. Just made it, Dan. Greetings, Dan. How's it going there? So you can hear about COVID news. Oh, I know, so am I. Okay, G-App, slow down the phones because Google is sending data in the background all the time, yeah. The YouTube app, new pipe can't replace YouTube and YouTube Studio apps if you're a new YouTuber. Well, I've never even seen the YouTube Studio app, and I'm a YouTuber, so... Shakedown, Sorensen Codec Division fell victim to Apple Video Pro Cut, which, unlike Adobe, did not have the funds to fight them. Rewatch, see the main Apple story. Love to switch to a Pine phone when I can, must admit. Yeah, I should be getting the Pine tablet should be shipping here in probably, my guess is the Pine tablet will probably ship in about a month or so. So we'll see if how that works. What's up with the penguin icon on my channel? Because Penguin is Linux. It's Tux. All right. I think I'll use my machines like my neighbor's friend used my Windows machine for gaming only and Linux for everything else. That's the way to go. Yep. Managing your channel from your phone. Oh, I know what it's for. I just don't think there's a reason to manage your channel from the phone. But everybody needs to manage their channel their own way. But that's my thoughts. Because, I set times to manage my channels. I don't want to be, I don't want my channel perpetually. I'm not chained to my YouTube channel. There's times I check my stuff. There's times I let it go. Like, hey, when I sign off today, I probably won't be around for a while. I don't know. Maybe I'll jump on tomorrow, make sure nobody's spamming offensive hate or something. I don't know. But, we'll see what happens. All right, should we jump on in? What do we got next? I'm like losing track. Hold on. I need to fix my system here. We got did business. We're up to evil tech now. Ooh, you know what? I created the image for the one we're gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of creating a new screen here in a bit. So I think we're on. That's smart. That's evil. All right, we'll just do evil. And what have I got? I got this one here. Okay, Kitty. Kitty, you got to go down again. You got to go down again. I'm going to put the kitty down again. What is this, Life 3? Just lay down. You'll get your kitty treats in a bit. We have 3 news sections left, kitty cat. Just lay down. We got 3 news sections left. Before we get started, guys, I'll have to ask you guys, what would you do if you had $75,000? So, Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Evil Tech Edition. These recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to catch the show live? That would be the time. Before we dive on in, I have my new science fiction novel is rolling out. I just got the email notifications that the audiobooks through ACX, so that's Audible and probably Amazon, are rolling out soon. So I will update my where to buy this weekend. So if you head on over to the website at synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s, you will land here. You can get a newsletter update. You can get our the list of where to buy. You can read the first chapter of the book, or you can listen to the first section of the book. So you can head on over here to synaptergy.com, find out more information, and figure out where you might want to pick yourself up a copy. And on to our news. We're going to start out by saying the Boston Dynamics Spot robot dog is now available to own. If you happen to have $75,000, you too can buy yourself a robotic attack dog. That is terrifying. I can only imagine what people are going to do when they buy their attack dog and then program it to do weird, crazy, and scary stuff. Like, put the leash on it, you're walking the dog, like sick them, and you train the dog to go out, pull out like a whole bunch of knives, just like, it'd be kind of crazy. But anyway, the robotic specialist Boston Dynamics on Tuesday started offering its quadrupled Spot robot for sale to interested businesses for the first time. Up to this point, Spot was only available to lease through the company's early adopter program, which opened late 2019. The price, it's about as much as a brand new Tesla Model S, which I believe is $75,000. I thought the Tesla Model S was cheaper, but I don't follow Tesla development build. But anyway, we do have 74,000. I'm sorry, it's not 75,000. It's $74,500. Also worth mentioning here a few other precautions and guidelines. For example, he notes that the Spot is not certified safe for in-home use or for around children or others that can't fully appreciate the hazards that come with its operation. You think? Furthermore, buyers are subjected to the company's terms and conditions, which include the beneficial use of its robots. Yeah, sure. We're going to see the beneficial uses of Spot robot as they start doing crazy stuff. But I don't know. What do you guys think? If you had a spare $75,000, would you buy yourself a Spot the robot? Let me know in the comments down below. All right. Samsung now launches a smart health monitoring application with blood pressure measurement, not medicine, measurement. So this is, I'm sure other smartwatches have been doing this for a while, but this is the first time we see it out of Samsung, where their watches are constantly measuring your blood pressure, and then, of course, tying it into a smartphone app, the things of putting your data on someone else's server, and then you, of course, have the option to share this with your healthcare provider or other people, or maybe just the hackers of the world that are really curious about people's blood pressure and things. So there you have it. Nothing too major here, but still, I start getting a little bit turry when we have the smartwatches that have to be tied on in to the apps, and then the apps have to feed the data up. I actually use the Garmin Forerunner because it's the only one I know of that I can manually collect the data without connecting it. You have the option to connect it to something, but I don't have to get the amount of data that I need. And I find it's adequate for doing a basic pedometer, or if I want to take a run measuring things like that. So but anyway, there is what Samsung is up to. Our next article here, is it Bahrain, Kuwait, and Norway contact tracing apps are among the most dangerous for privacy. So this is actually a security researcher looked at the one from North Dakota and said, yeah, this is a giant privacy nightmare. Well, it turns out that most of these contact tracing apps are coming out and becoming like just giant privacy nightmares. Kind of like crazy people on the internet, maybe on Weekly News Roundup programs, have been saying from the very beginning that this is going to get abused. I don't care how safe you make it. And understand that in the latest versions of Android and in the latest versions of iOS, they are putting this stuff in at the operating system level. That should terrify you. Yeah, sure, you can turn it off, but at the same time, I don't know. Amnesty's security lab reviewed contact tracing apps from Europe, Middle East, and North Africa, including The detailed technical analysis of 11 apps in Algeria, Bahrain, France, Iceland, my apologies if I'm saying that second name right, Israel, Kuwait, Lebanon, Norway, Qatar, and Tunisia, and United Arab Emirates, some of which range from bad to dangerous for human rights. The Be Aware Bahrain, Kuwait's Shlonik, and Norway's Smitten Stop. That's sweet. Smitten Stop. I've been smitten stopped. Does it, when you're infected and it sends the message out, does it say, you've been smitten stopped? That would be epic. I want the app now. I just want the app to give me a notification that says, you've been smitten swapped. That's epic. That's epic. They stood out as the most alarming mass surveillance tools assessed by Amnesty, with all three actively carrying out live or near live tracking of users' location by frequently uploading GPS coordinates to a central server. Monday, the Norwegian government announced that it would press pause on using its contact tracing app. The decision came just hours before Amnesty International published its analysis and after the organization shared its findings with the Norwegian authorities. So basically, footnotes. Contact tracing's bad. How will this app achieve its objectives? Well, it's going to achieve its objectives by saying, you've been smitten shopped. Come on, man. So now we're seeing all of these contact tracing apps are storing a lot of these data to all of these central services. And you know that citizens all around the world trust their governments. So in the latest polls here in the United States, more than 7 in 10 Americans won't use contact tracing apps, data shows. You think? Did anybody guess that Americans don't trust their government right now? I was actually talking to a small shop owner, and they were technically by the letter of the law closed, but we drove over there, and I know their business. I knew their kind of stance on some of this stuff, and we go over there, we take a shot because I kind of needed something that they sell there. And we go over and we look inside, and he's like, oh, and he waves at us and he comes over and he unlocks the door. He's like, oh yeah, come on in, guys. Oh yeah, we'll sell you stuff. No big deal. We're just not letting everybody just walk in off the street. Since he knew me, he recognized me, we were able to come in and actually engage in business. But he's like, this caused me to change my political views. And I'm not sure if he was blue and converting to red or red and converting to blue. And I really wasn't sure. He's just a great guy. And I chat with him a lot. And we have enough rapport. I said, do you mind saying which direction your politics is going? He says, oh, sure. He says, I'm leaning towards anarchy now. Because he's in a small business. He is trying to succeed in his small business. He is trying to not close his doors permanently, and the local governments they are demonstrating themselves to be sheerly incompetent. And so here is the government coming around. They're going to protect us. Just look at the COVID response in general. Masks are dangerous. Masks are not dangerous. Masks, you should wear them. Masks, you shouldn't wear them. They don't help. They do help. Social distancing. Don't social distancing. You can buy essentials. You can't buy essentials. Nobody knows what to think. And now it's just like, we're all going to die in the streets. And now they're coming out with their latest CDC epidemiology report saying, yeah, if under the age of 65, it's fairly insignificant. And for the people whining about that, when I put that last week, you should stick to Linux and things. I said, I'm actually more qualified to talk about the medical part than I am qualified to talk about the computer part. That's the May 2000. It's not the public-facing blog posts. It's the epidemiology reports. You got to dig deep to find them. And if you actually check the comments, like the last week's video, I actually have it linked in there. Not saying it's fake. I'm not saying it's not dangerous to a certain demographic. I'm saying that it is not particularly dangerous for most people, particularly the people who cause society to function. And so the fact that now the government wants everyone to be using these contact tracing apps, people are going, no. Because there is a lot of anger towards the government from a large portion of citizens, and the rest of us, that I'm not particularly angry at the government, but I'm looking at it going, you guys are the most incompetent people. In fact, the only people more competent, I think, than the government is the people holding my corporate business accounts right now. They are the stupidest people I think I've ever met in my life, so I went ahead today and changed companies, and I'll be rolling things over soon. Incompetence is all over the place. And in this case here, the United States citizens are starting to see that, yeah, we're not. Now, this is a significant. Before it was like 60% said, yeah, we might try it. Now it's like 30% said, maybe we'll try it. 70's like, no. So data was gathered from an online survey of just over 2,000 people in the United States, collected on June 1st, polling by Opinion Matters on behalf of the security company Avara. When asked if they plan to download the contact tracing app, an overwhelming majority, 71%, answered no. Not only is that bad, it appears to be a deterioration from earlier in April when they found 1 in 2 Americans would probably use the app. Most resistance to downloading the app came from people over the age of 55. Centers Disease Control Prevention showed that people aged 55 and over, almost 80%. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's a trust thing. The survey respondents replied no to the first question, were then asked to explain the decision. On a multiple choice poll, the most common reason cited was concern about privacy. See, we are waking up to privacy, people. We are waking up to privacy. That is a good thing. In all, 44% of those people who said no said they would not trust technology to protect their digital privacy. Nearly as many, 39%, also said they thought the apps created a false sense of security. 37% believed that the apps would not work to slow the spread of the plague, and 35% also indicated the lack of trust in the app providers. Interestingly, the latest poll shows a divergence to April's results. When it came to the organizations, people would trust their COVID data private. Yeah. People are realizing that, oh, you can use my Etsy profile to arrest me now. All right. I think I want to focus more on the privacy aspect of this. Thank you very much. So that is our video today. Let me know, do you, unofficial poll, and I can't do polls on videos anymore. YouTube killed that one too. Let me know in the comments down there. Do you trust contact tracing? Do you not trust contact tracing? What is your reasons? And let us know. We'll keep a civil conversation down there in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Alrighty. Let's see. What do we got next? Next we got, oh boy. Alright, we got Sillyville, and then we have a special news section. I'm gonna have to prepare that special news section. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. That's good, that's good. Is this it? No. I'm just going to change a couple things around now for my new system. What did I call it? Oh, there we go. That's what I called it. Let's see how that works. That works. That works all right. All right. Okay, but we're doing Sillyville next. All right. Sillyville, where are you? All right. Let's catch up on comments, though, first. Let's see. 100 in downtown Las Vegas now. Ooh. Use it to read comments from school. There you go. Pizza, you haven't been in school for like 3 months. Wife said no cookies, but bring celery sticks. All right. Well, you know, it's better than nothing. Can you coat it in peanut butter or ranch dressing or something? Pine 64 laptop was not promoted as running Windows. I don't know. A Pine phone or tablet, do they support Pine Tar? I don't know yet. We get kernel 5.4 on Mint now, maybe because it's beta. Well, I mean, Linux Mint generally uses an older kernel for more stability. Old Bud Ice Super Bowl. Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Beware of the penguin? No, I don't. Evil tech, it's all evil these days. $75,000, buy a pizza. There you go. Don't engage in human trafficking of pizza. Man, don't do that. No. You can't buy pizza for $75,000. Pizza's not for sale. Synaptude is a great book. Thank you, Quint. How'd you like that ending? Don't spoil it for anybody. Let's see. Move to Mexico with us to preserve peso conversion. It's like retirement money. How's Next DNS? I don't know as much about it. So, $75K, buying a Mac Pro. And the wheels. Don't forget the wheels. I think you might be able to squeak the wheels in if you throw an extra couple hundred at it, you know. Hello, Frost Ranger. Did you show up somewhere? Oh, yeah, there you are. Greetings. 75K for a robotic dog. That's right. Now you've seen everything. All right. If I had $75,000, I'd invest the money so it would grow in more money and buy stocks and a house to rent. Yeah. Keep getting visions of ED-209 malfunctioning in the boardroom of Omnicorp. I know, right? That's what I keep thinking. So that's a reference, if you're unaware, that's a reference from the original, was it 1987 RoboCop, where the thing's like, put down the weapon. He puts the weapon down, it malfunctions and doesn't notice that he put the weapon down, so it blows him out the window. Actually changed my mind. Buy gold. Every country is printing money like Monopoly. Soon it'll be worthless. Yeah. But in a tragedy, though, like in an upheaval, gold is actually not worth much either because it doesn't have a lot of real practical value. You want to stock up on water, gasoline, bullets. Those are the things that help when a society becomes destabilized. Build your own. Okay. Haven't used it, but Quad 9 and Quad 1. Quad 1 and Quad 9 are not bad. A watch that injects your medicine into your wrists. Now that's an idea. I know, right? $75,000 almost pays for my daughter's annual college tuition. Yeah. Focus on ad blocking. Yeah, I don't know if Quad 9 does or not. Rather buy land and guns and gold, yeah. Than gold or and gold. Try cameras that have mobile GPS and internet connectivity. Might fill the tank on my Yamaha Hoppies once. There you go. Buy some magic beans. Hold up his index finger. Check, please. Check, please, for letting get off this ride now. Oh, no. You don't want to get off the ride yet. You want to get off the ride in a few minutes. Just wait until, we're going to do Sillyville, and then we're getting into the news section. Nothing is going to make us go, check, please, I want out of the planet, then my news section. Investing in decentralized energy, food, and other utility production for self-sufficiency. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That's all right. Pushing contact tracing thanks to our Prime Minister, Mr. Trudeau. Mr. Trudeau. Okay. Love, you have got to be, that is the stupidest thing. Oh, no, don't worry. Don't worry. We're getting stupider. Girls like good food, so I'd buy some good food, too. Closed the door for 2 months, that's enough. Thank God they opened childcare, so I'm back to making money. There you go. Thing is giving governments and other nefarious entities more of an excuse for power grab than anything else. Yeah. People are slowly opening their eyes, realizing that we cannot depend on the government. Polling survey of 2,000 nationwide. Yeah, I'm telling you. Protesting good, Trump. Protesting good, Trump rally bad. Yeah, I'm telling you. Didn't you know that protesters are immune to the disease? But Trump supporters are super infectors, super spreaders. Political statistics are like a drunk with a lamppost. I need more support than illumination. Nice. How about investing in real people to do your contact tracing like it's always been done? Yeah, absolutely. Sillyville, CJ for president. Step towards eroding our freedom here in Australia. Tracing has always been an important part of public health policy. Yeah, contact tracing the old-fashioned way is, I completely support that. Contact tracing apps? Oh, no. No. Always been an important part of public health policy. Yep, not with the phone. Yep. My neighbor just come by asking us for a favor, and she saw your TV and asked, oh, is that the screaming guy? Of course. Of course. Stock up on MREs. There you go. Is he certified in a post-apocalyptic situation? Gasoline has only a shelf life of 6 months. That is correct, but it does keep you going for 6 months. That's 6 months longer than the people who don't have it. Deer rifle is multi-purpose. There you go. Let's head to Sillyville, folks, shall we? Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Sillyville edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to catch the show live. LOL together, folks. So let's go ahead and jump on in. First, of course, the silliness of the silly over there in Crazyfornia. Yeah, I'm calling it Crazyfornia now. Crazyfornians now must wear face masks in public under a new virus order issued by Newsom. So, the numbers have actually been going down. We haven't heard anything about it. Protesting in the street, no problem. Trump announces his campaign, and we have to start issuing these orders. So in Sacramento, Mr. Newsom on Thursday ordered all Californians to wear face coverings while in public or high-risk settings, including when shopping, taking public transit, or seeking medical care, after growing concerns that an increase in cases has been caused by residents failing to voluntarily take that precaution. No, maybe it was caused by the thousands of people packed in like sardines downtown because they've been bored out of their mind. His order came a week after Orange County rescinded a requirement for residents to wear masks, and other California counties across were debating whether to join local jurisdictions that had mandated them. So basically, hey, guys, locally, we're not interested. So King Newsom comes down. No, you will wear a mask. You will wear a mask. You will wear a mask. And so now pretty much are overriding all the local policies that said, nah, not really required. Simply put, we're seeing too many people with faces uncovered, putting the real risk of the progress we've made fighting disease. If it's all about the science, Newsom, did you actually read the reports that walking by, picking it up off a surface doesn't actually spread the disease? Only in close contact, indoors, face-to-face, for a long period of time. That's it. That's what the science right now says. Go take a look at the research databases. California's strategy to restart the economy, get people back to work, will only be successful if people act safely and follow health recommendations. That means wearing a face mask, covering, washing your hands, and practicing physical distancing. Oh boy, now they're moving it from social distancing to physical distancing. So those who violate the law could be charged with a misdemeanor and potentially face a financial penalty, according to the King's administration. However, officials have shied away from enforcing other statewide plague mandates with similar actions, choosing instead to encourage compliance and educate residents about the benefits of Safeguard. Yeah, maybe I should just start carrying a stack of the scientific literature and handing it to the police. Here, let me educate you, sir. I have degrees in this stuff. You don't. Sorry. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, crazy. eBay executives sent roaches in a bloody pig masks to harass journalists. What? Well, that evolved quickly. Oh, my lands. So, ex-executives arrested for allegedly harassing of a couple who runs e-commerce news website. So six of them. What is this? A backdoor mobster deal? We're gonna make him an offer he can't refuse. We're gonna warn him with a pig head. All right. 6 former eBay employees were charged with leading a cyber-stalking campaign against a newsletter editor and publisher, which included sending the couple anonymous threatening messages, disturbing deliveries, including a box of live cockroaches, a funeral wreath, and a bloody pig mask, and conducting covert surveillance of the victims. The U.S. Department of Justice and U.S. Attorney's Office said in Massachusetts announced. James Burrow, 45, is eBay's former senior director of safety and security. Oh, God, eBay is messed up. Head of safety and security. Okay. David Harville, 48, is eBay's former director of global resiliency. Both were arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit cyber stalking and conspiracy to tamper with witnesses. Each charge carries sentence of up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and fines of $250,000 in restitution. The bloody pig mask was a Halloween mask shipped via Amazon.com, a court document said. Mask arrived at the victim's home the same day one of the victims received an email reported that a preserved fetal pig had been ordered online to be sent to the victim's house, the document said. A few days later, victims received a box of live cockroaches that was purchased from a roach breeder and seller. A roach breeder and seller. Alleged targets were a couple in Natick, Massachusetts, who published an online newsletter that covers e-commerce companies and which eBay executives viewed as critical of the company. Yeah. Hey, eBay, you want to send me some live cockroaches? I could use $250,000 myself. May I declare it? I guess eBay sucks. I don't know. Alleged target. What goes through your head that you do this? Are you insane? Does this just demonstrate the high degree of sociopaths among executives and companies? So we have FBI Boston. Basically, 6 announced charges against 6 eBay employees for aggressive cyber stalking campaign targeting the editor and publisher of an online newsletter. There you go. Surviving the loss of a spouse. That wasn't in the article text. They received bloody pig masks and a book, surviving the loss of a spouse. That kind of constitutes a death threat, I dare say. 3-part harassment campaign. The alleged crimes took place in August and September of 2019. 4 other former eBay employees weren't arrested but faced the same charges. They are Stephanie Pop, 32, eBay's former senior manager of global intelligence. A 26-year-old former manager of eBay's Global Intelligence Center, a 26-year-old contractor who worked as an intelligence analyst, and a 51-year-old former senior manager of special operations for the global security team. Very interesting. So interesting to say the least. I'll give you high marks for creativity, and that might be about it. All right, the FDA has approved a new video game to treat children with ADHD. I find this one a little bit interesting because all of these scientific studies, and I've read a lot of them. I actually wrote about this quite extensively in one of my books. So I read a lot of the psychology here. And a lot of the psychology suggests that video games more often than not would induce ADHD. If you look at the gaming video, it's like it's not a particularly different game than anything else. There's nothing in it that seems really any different. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with my kid playing the game, but I'm going to have to guess that there's some weird backdoor deal going on here because I don't see anything in this that could potentially be anything different than playing Shrek on your original Xbox. And particularly since video games in general, it doesn't matter if they're the best ones in the world or the bloodiest, goriest, violent ones in the world. Video games in general increase markers of aggression in test subjects, which induces the fight or flight response. Maybe that could help a specific ADHD in a certain scenario to maintain focus on the fight or flight response. But outside of that, this is interesting. Definitely worth looking into. But definitely weird, though. Definitely weird. And of course, GitHub is now going to replace the terms beep list and beep list and beep beep for being racially insensitive. I don't even want to say the words on the show. I mean, these are high-level aggressive words. It actually turned out that shortly after Microsoft bought GitHub put a lot of pressure on Google to remove such horrible terms from Chrome's code. Very interesting. So, of course, days after it was reported, more tech companies and insiders were calling for racially insensitive terms like beep list and beep beep/beep to be replaced. GitHub has revealed it would be removing these words from its service. Wow. So, allow list, deny list, allow list, block list, safe list, deny list, safe list, block list. How about blacklist and whitelist? We kind of know what they mean. Allow list, deny list, maybe, but I don't know. When these are the battles we have to face, we have some problems in our world. So of course, in UK, they pretty much banned the same words from the UK National Cybersecurity Center back in May. This is like, if a well-understood line of code triggers you, maybe you shouldn't be a programmer. That's my thought. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Oh, wait, you know what? Before we finish, there's 53 comments. I got to know. Protest votes, one of the reasons why people like Trump get elected. Nice. Okay, bring the President Trump into it, I guess. Pure woke nonsense. Ban hysterical and no can do while you're at it. Hall and Oates need censoring. Take off every playlist everywhere for no can do. Look up the etymology. Get we're coming from politically correct to appease everyone's stance, but that doesn't mean I agree at all. Yep, I always considered IT to be politics-free zone. Should I be apologizing for my old secondary ID hard drive setting its jumper to slave? No, that's pure nonsense. Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to cause problems with legacy support for decades to come. Probably. If it's no longer factually correct to say something is a slave drive, that's fine, but what is the point of calling it a slave drive? A drive that cannot function without its master. It, in its current configuration, is a slave. Anthropomorphizing a hard drive isn't helping address high poverty over incarceration for what it is, how it works, and its context of ID hardware. Master, slave is accurate. Yeah, very interesting. Congrats, GitHub, for planning to change something that wasn't racist in the first place. You can kind of see the general consensus is like, what are you guys doing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll leave it at that. We'll see you guys in the next video. All right. Let's see. Centralized low money. All right. All you need is your own mini refinery to keep fuel in. Design for that's relatively low tech powered boat that's been suppressed since 1982, invented by a Norwegian engineer. Want U.S. Federal Reserve to fix our economic problems? Yeah. To my earlier statement on the masks and double up on that. If a fart can get through underwear and a pair of blue jeans, what use is a mask? True that. The only problem with reusable masks is those things are germ magnets. That is what they are really designed to do. So reusing them constantly, yeah, not good. eBay is just the closest incarceration of the free market trading there is. So constantly under some type of attack. eBay, a division of Facebook? I don't believe so. Hands into, yeah, words fail me. Don't mess with the family. Don't mess with the family, guys. Don't mess with us. I'm going to send you a book, something about dealing with grief of the loss of a spouse. All right, masks only have medical use during surgery. Clues in the name. Present policies are a form of modern superstition. Yeah. Why does cockroach breeding exist? This is a good question. I'm trying to think about a good answer to that, and I don't know. I don't got one. Food for something, I guess? Food for Komodo? No, Komodo dragons eat bigger stuff than that. No, food for something. If you're in case of my area now, if this was really what they said, number would be about 3 to 10K unless testing is really that bad, yeah. Where do I find a breeder of wolf spiders? I mean, I can tell you there's breeders of worms here in Pennsylvania. But worms, I mean, you throw them in your garden and that's good stuff. We're going to control it for Linux Mint for a quadriplegic using a puffer and other controls. It's getting interesting and I'll have to open source hardware once it's done. Let's promise not to call it breath mint. Oh, but that'd be an awesome name for the program. Now I can't say slave master for disk drives. Nope. No, you can't. I wouldn't read the comments. Come on, man. We have to read the comments in Sillyville. Ebony and ivory lists. I mean, come on. We could use the Latin. No, we can't use the Latin words. That's, that would be Alba and Niger, and that's just a little bit too close. Programmer would never let you change your program if it had lines that were questionable in a year. Yeah. What do you know? It's 1984, 36 years late. Politics and TV shows and movies now have jobs. That's right. Come on. Oh, Anna Rita, you have no idea. Making something racist that wasn't originally racist being racist in of itself? I think so. Technical terms for master-slave inform people of their historic meeting. Counterproductive censoring them. Guess the NBC show Blacklist will be taken off the air soon. Oh, yeah. Once you start censoring words is when you start going down the scary slippery slope, because who decides where the line goes? Yep. I personally think it's a lack of understanding or education. Yep. Tried barbecue cockroaches in Thailand. Good for protein, I presume. Oh, you know what? Actually, Quint, that is exactly the use. There are a lot of people that are suggesting cockroaches be our new food source. Excellent high protein is what they say. I'll stick to my cow, thank you. They're taking out black people out of the product packages, but makes no sense. Yeah. Worms Armageddon for the win. Yeah, I can't get it to work right. Are we ready, guys? Are we ready? Where am I doing it? There you are. Let's see. Whoa, kitty messed with my kitty cam there. Welcome back to a special section of the Weekly News Roundup. What is on the chopping block today? Well, our world has gone absolutely crazy. People are running in the streets over the most silliest and stupidest of things. And we are now becoming in the age of the greatest censorship, probably only surpassing the mid-1940s German soldiers. Be careful, that could be where we are heading. What is on the chopping block in the last couple weeks? Well, in the last couple weeks, we saw cops. Well, how long has this been? Like, guys, cops started when I was a child. It's been going, what 30 years? Something like this? It's bad. It's canceled because it shows police in, quote, positive type roles. Cancel the mixed protests over police brutality. You end a 30-plus year running television show since 1989. What is it? 90, 2000, 2010. This is 31 years. Kill the police, ban the police, get the man police, get the police out of here. Police are bad. Guys, if you abolish the police, it's going to be bad. But it just turns out that anything with positive portrayals of police is banned. Well, there went live PD and cops pulled from TV schedules in light of protests. Live PD, excellent show. I don't know if Dallas SWAT will be removed or not. And sorry, Olivia Benson, after how long has it been going? Like 25 years? Law and Order? Sorry. What's their line? The TV good cop, that does real world damage. Sorry, Olivia Benson, you've been canceled. So, like, where are the radical feminists canceling a television show about a strong female character who is the head of the police department she is in? Unless something changed in the last couple seasons. Why? Because you can't portray a police officer as good. On the chopping block. Goodbye, Olivia Benson. It's gotten so bad there was even discussion about pulling Paw Patrol. Because Paw Patrol happened to have, this police dog that's nice and good. Now, just calm down a little bit. They're just delaying Paw Patrol. Last I heard, it's still going to be on the air. I'm not quite sure if the policeman's going to be in here. I forgot to actually look up the Legos, and I was not actually able to find a lot of references to the alleged loss of Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam losing their guns. But I can tell you that Disneyland's Splash Mountain is an epitome of sheer racism, and it's got to go. Anaheim, over 21,000 petitioners have reached out to Disneyland Resort clamoring for a revision of the famous water attraction Splash Mountain that organizers say has a, quote, history and storyline steeped in extreme problematic and stereotypical racist tropes. They log ride in Disney's resort Critter Country, features the animated characters from the 1946 film. Oh, by the way, guys, sorry, Gone with the Wind. And by the way, guys, I would jump onto Gutenberg today and download yourself a copy of Mark Twain because it's got a bad word in it and it's going to be canceled. You may as well pick up a copy. I haven't heard any notes about it yet, but C.S. Lewis, Chronicles of Narnia. Guys, you do realize that the Clormans are black terrorists, okay? They have dark skin, unlike the white-skinned good people in Narnia and Arkenland. They have pointed heads, just like the Muslim soldiers. They have curved scimitars, just like the Muslim soldiers. Better get your copies of C.S. Lewis Chronicles of Narnia before they're on the chopping block. But anyway, I digress. The feature film Songs of the South, based on the original tale, Uncle Remus's stories. So in the ride, the sly Briar Rabbit repeatedly outwits Briar Fox and Briar Bear, but the themes behind the attraction go deeper into Southern history. Then it's history. Let's learn from it. Here's a thought. Now, all that's kind of crazy and nonsense, but I gotta say, guys, that oh man, it's gonna block me on that. No, I'm not interested. Go ahead. All right, Aunt Jemima, guys, has got to go. Aunt Jemima's got to go. This represents, by the way, I went to the store today and I especially bought this. Now, I don't like eating syrup like this. I'll go ahead and eat it because I don't like wasting food either. I don't like eating syrup like this. I actually, when I get syrup, I get real maple syrup. I had to go get this, and I gotta say, this was the last bottle on the shelf. At least the grocery store was not pulling it. Now, there was a few less of the Aunt Jemima sugar-free ones, and I definitely wouldn't get that. Give me the original. If I'm gonna poison my body, I want it to taste good. And so I did get this guy, though. This represents the last bottle of it at the grocery store where I was able to go without wearing a kufi catcher. And so I'm telling you right here, guys, this is the epitome of horridness. Bad stuff. The Aunt Jemima brand seeped in it. Let me tell you about Aunt Jemima. Just for all of you Reezer out there that are thinking you've lost your ever-loving mind. This is a woman. Aunt Jemima was modeled after a real woman who was born into slavery, was emancipated, and grew to be a very wealthy millionaire. And you want to destroy her legacy. That is why I'm saying this is not about black lives. This is not about racism. This is about revisionist history. This is the same exact thing that happened in Germany around the late 1930s, leading into the mid-1940s soldiers. We have got to take a stand, people. We have got to take a stand. Of course, Aunt Jemima went out earlier and people were just kind of laughing about it, but only kind of laughing about it. I had this gem in my shelf. I actually don't usually like eating cream of wheat, but I'm like, I haven't had cream of wheat in a long time, so let me go ahead and buy this. And I had to go downstairs and look at that. Look at that. Oh my lands, it's so bad. So bad. These guys here, I want to stir up a bowl of this and mix in a little of this, and I want to have me a breakfast of oppression. A breakfast of oppression, people. I'm telling you what. Ooh. I hate that rabbit, but I don't have a gun to shoot him with anymore. It's getting such nonsense, people. This is nonsense. Sorry, Uncle Ben. You gotta go. You gotta go, Uncle Ben. Aunt Jemima, they're keeping the recipe. I think they're getting rid of they're changing the name, getting rid of the picture. FYI, I saw a report. In a report, you know that overwhelmingly the black population prefers Aunt Jemima to any other syrup. Uncle Ben, I think they're just removing Uncle Ben. And FYI, Land O'Lakes did get rid of the indigenous population from the cover. I was like, that actually happened a couple months ago. So, I mean, understand, this stuff has been rolling for a little bit longer, all right? Now, looking into all of this, what we started to see here is, I actually saw the Land O'Lakes butter today. I would intentionally look for it, and there it is. It looks so weird without an indigenous person in the middle. Now, the last thing, for you guys that play Magic the Gathering, there's a few really problematic racist cards that Magic had to get rid of. Now, if you want to see the best analysis of this article, Sargon of Akkad did just an amazing article on this. But I wanted to go over this because I used to personally play Magic. In fact, I still do occasionally, not as much as I used to. Their first problem, one of the URLs in the indexing, because, you know, when you index things in programming, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, when you have a card game with thousands of cards, eventually you will have a card game 1488, which apparently is synonymous with white supremacy. That card's got to go. So here are the cards that Magic the Gathering has determined are racist and are now banned. Invoke Prejudice. Now, this guy does kind of almost look like a Klansman, but he is black. So I don't know what the situation is here. If an opponent summons a spell that does not match the color of the creatures under your control, that spell is countered. So very clearly, bad stuff. Crusade. We gotta ban Crusade because white creatures get a buff. Or maybe it was the name Crusade. I don't know, but there's an almost identical black card that all black creatures get the exact same +1/+1 buff. That one's not banned. No problem with the Blood Moon, but the Crusade's gotta go. Although maybe it is a name because Jihad has also gotta go. I mean, you may as well just get rid of everything from Arabian Nights because look at that icon there. Look at that sword icon, people. Choose a color. As long as the opponent has cards of this color in play, all white creatures gain. So I don't know if this is the name Jihad or if it's because the white creatures get the buff. I don't know. You guys let me know. I mean, really. We got to get rid of the cleanse because all black creatures in play are destroyed. Now, I was talking with somebody that's unfamiliar with the game, and they're like, well, that is a problem because all black creatures. Like, no. Because nearly every single kill creature card is kill any creature that's not black. This is just called balance. And it's a card game. All right? Black represents a lot of things. Zombies, you got vampires, you got, demons, whatever. Thralls, if you want to go back to Fallen Empires. The stone-throwing devils. That's right, because apparently these guys are the rioters. Can't call them bad. It's just a 1/1 first strike for 1 mana. Good card back in Arabian Nights era, for sure. But yeah, the stone-throwing devils, they're banned. Get the devils out of here. The stone-throwing devils, and they're black, you can see. Oh boy, cancel culture's coming. The gypsies. Get rid of the gypsies. Oh, they're wife theft. The Piratish Gypsies. Basically, I agree with Sargon. It's a horrible card. 3 mana for a 1/1 with a 2 mana tap ability for a neg buff for a single turn. That's a crappy card. But nevertheless, I have no idea what this one is all about. Unless I don't know. This guy here in prison. Now, you got in prison. Each time target creature attempts to attack or block or tap, the action is prevented and the creature becomes tapped to destroy the enchantment if mana is not paid. Very clearly, this is banned because this is a white guy in blackface. I mean, something I come up with. I don't know. There you go. There's your banned Magic the Gathering cards. For any of you guys that play Magic the Gathering, don't show up to the latest tournament with any of those cards in your deck. You'll get booted out and probably declared to be a white supremacist. This is how crazy this is getting, people. We have got to take a stand. We've got to take a stand. Say, guys, no, you've lost your marbles. You've lost your marbles. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me know your thoughts about all this. This is a very unusual video for this channel, but I mean, it was boiling in my heart. I had to get it out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We will catch you guys later. Oh boy. Oh boy. A lot of jokes and code comments, nothing too bad. I actually was working on a website for somebody, and apparently the guy that he had originally hired to do the work was getting pissed off on him and left a whole bunch of weird stuff in the comments of the code of the website. They were like this is in here because this moron insists on it. It was really funny to see. Amazed the Bible hasn't been ebony listed. I'm sure they're trying, but there is the Queen James version and the Toleration Bible versions, so they're holding their own for now. Look, unicorn meat with famous Aunt Jemima. Yep. Chiefs versus Indians. Oh, by the way, guys, I didn't include this. In our local town, the next city over from us, over in Bellefonte, apparently their mascot is an Indian, and now they're having discussions about, is this racist or not? Oh, did I say Indian? I'm sorry, indigenous people. And so now they're having discussions about, is this racist? Do we need to change our mascot? I got to get out of this liberal hellhole. Let's see. Cops was good. Show Mom. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. Uncle Ben was a credit to his race. I know. Is that show Taking Bad or something? Breaking Bad? I don't know. No police. It will be the military enforcing the law. Yeah. Some of the tactics the cops used in the show Cops was questionable. I'll agree with that. No police. RoboCop will be alive. Yeah. Actually, now would be a perfect time for positive stories about policing. I know! That's why it's so irritating. But here's the thing. It's like anything portraying a positive police, we can't show that because this is not about police brutality. It's not about Black lives. It's about a Marxist revolution. That's what's going on. Nephew will be mad if Paw Patrol will be canceled. I can imagine him screaming in the house. Yeah. Approach an Antifa protester and wave a chainsaw at them, and suddenly they're begging for police. Yeah. Check it out, see if it's a good show. Let's see. Mrs. Butterworth, no Aunt Jemima. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, this is a little runny, isn't it? Although, actually though, I don't necessarily look at that because if you actually use real maple syrup is actually pretty runny. But it's so much better. Oh man, I can't even eat stuff like this because real maple syrup is so good. Yeah, Mrs. Butterworth I think Mrs. Butterworth is in hiding right now. She's afraid to show her face. The people that own her are like, oh God, they're coming for us. We're going to have to change our molds. We're going to change our formulas, you know. Aunt Jemima's disgusting, eating real maple syrup. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Not going to eat it, put it on eBay. I might keep it in a cabinet and put it on eBay in a year or two. I don't know. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Cream of tweed. Who is doing all this? The mad social justice people. They're crazy. This is why you got to take a stand. I mean, I'm okay with your thoughts and opinions, but for the love, all right, Aunt Jemima syrup is apparently not a problem. If Aunt Jemima syrup was a problem, it wouldn't sell well. Stream going right now. Any captive audience, go get a bowl. We'll wait. Should get rid of Mrs. Butterworth if they knew that they'd be honoring an infamous counterfeiter from the Revolution. Well, I mean, it's the thing is like, literally, like the guy who abolished slave trading in UK, they're tearing his statue down because his father had slaves. Haven't played MTG in many years. Yep. Sylvester is truly getting interested in Tweety once again. Card 666 is more problematic. What is it? Probably unholy strength, right? Feel like people are just going on witch hunts at this point. That's it. Yeah, Jesus wept. There you go. What is that? John 1134, I think, right? Or is it 1137? 1130 something. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. People are just going on witch hunts right now. I also gained a point of coolness in my book for playing MTG. Hey, you know, I'll tell you what. Frost Ranger, this is a funny one. Try and find yourself a bottomless pit right now. It's a 35-cent card. I can't find it anywhere. It's crazy. A friend of mine wants one. I'm like, yeah, I'll order a bunch of cards for us. Banned and restricted cards are there for a reason. Yeah, usually misbalance issues. They'll find a way to make binary racist. I know, right? How long do you think it's going to take before they decide to remove the police force? Yeah, well, they'll remove it and then they're going to beg for it back. So, Quint, are the police back on the force in Atlanta? There was for a couple days they were calling it the blue flu. Like the whole police force is like, we're not coming in. No, we're sick. Sorry, we got the COVID. They were like calling in sick. The whole police force, nobody was responding to anything. To destroy people, you must first sever their roots. Amen. Think that is a face, a color, or anything that may be bad. Yeah. Good show today. Got to go. Have a terrific weekend. You as well. If you came on later or you missed it, I will not be streaming tomorrow. I'll be taking tomorrow off. Been in a coma since 2019. Just woke up. What have I missed this year? Well, there was actually a guy like last week. He came out. He went into a 75-day solitary retreat. So he went into a cabin in the middle of the woods for 75 days and just came out last week. Like, oh, God. Ah! Actually, old school wargamer. I'm guessing the hexagon mapping system will be the next thing to go. Probably. 2020 has been really boring. I know, right? SWAT team in Florida all quit not long ago. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. 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 Well, let's go ahead and feed the kitty cat. Let me move my tea over here, and let me go ahead and roll this way. Oh, kitty. Time for your kitty treats. Come on. Come on. You get kitty treats. Time for your kitty treats. But you gotta come up here. You gotta at least close enough I can pick you up. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're going to miss your kitty treats if you don't get up here. There we go. Come here. Kitty, I don't have one with me. You need to be picked up. Or you need to jump up here. Come on. There you go. There you go. There we go. Now we need some good paw and some good face in the bag today. All right, give me some good paw. Give me some good paw for the good peoples out there. All right, here you go. Give me some paw. Give me some paw. Oh, we got the paw going. He can stick his whole head in this bag. It's Friday, so you get 3 kitty treats. You get 3 kitty treats on Fridays. Yes, you do. Yeah, are they finger licking good? That's it. That's all you get, buddy. That's all you get. That's all you get. You know that. Gosh. You're kidding. You're kidding. No, you're kidding. All right. There we are. I got a cat. Alrighty. Want to say bye-byes? Want to say bye-byes? Bye-byes, peoples. Alright. You've had your kitty treats. You want to go now? Ow. Please don't claw me like that, kitty cat. Gosh. Don't claw me like that. Alright. Well, kitty cat's good. We got all that wrapped up. We will catch you guys. I should be back for a live stream on a Wednesday. We'll have some video on Tuesday, and who knows if I have time, maybe one on Monday, but I keep on clearing out my Monday to try and do a home cooking hacks video, and then I just get to Monday and it's just like it ain't happening today. So I gotta come up with something better to try and push at least one video a month over on that channel, but we're figuring it out. We'll figure it out. All right, guys, we will catch you guys later. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and catch you later.